This guy turns into a girl the moment he touches cold water, and because of that, another guy ended up confessing his love to him. The whole misunderstanding started that very morning. Since Ranma and his dad were temporarily staying at the Tendo dojo, Akane Tendo was put in charge of walking Ranma to his new school. But the second they stepped outside, someone splashed a bucket of cold water right on him. Ranma yanked open his pants and realized his buddy was gone. He was ready to demand compensation on the spot, but Akane grabbed him before he could say anything. Ranma made it clear he had zero interest in showing up to school as a girl. Akane told him not to sweat it, because one more splash of hot water would flip him right back. Once he was back to normal, the two of them headed off to school together. But the second they arrived at the front gate, a massive crowd of guys came charging straight at them. Turns out these boys showed up every single day to challenge Akane, because only the one who beat her would earn the right to be her boyfriend. But Akane came from a martial arts family, and regular people just didn't stand a chance against her. Within minutes, every last one of them was flat on the ground. Right at that moment, a sharp-looking guy made his entrance. That was Kunou, president of the Kendo club. He tossed a rose toward Akane, and made it clear he planned to win her over through combat. Then Ranma dropped in out of nowhere, and casually mentioned he was living at Akane's place now. He let it be known he was happy to throw down anytime. Kunou jumped to the conclusion that Akane and Ranma were already a thing, and that sent him over the edge. He went for Ranma on the spot, but Ranma was on a completely different level. After just a few exchanges, Kunou couldn't land a single hit. Then, out of nowhere, it started pouring rain. Just as Ranma's secret was about to come out, his panda dad Ranma came crashing in, and headbutt Kunou clear out of the way. Ranma slipped into the locker room, and his old man dumped a kettle of hot water over his head. Just like that, he was back to being a guy. Meanwhile, back in the classroom, Kunou found out that Akane and Ranma were actually engaged. That news pushed him right over the edge, and he decided then and there to settle things with Ranma once and for all, to keep the other students out of it. Ranma jumped straight out the classroom window, and Kunou was right behind him. What Ranma didn't know was that there was a swimming pool directly below. Now a girl again. Ranma tried to quietly slip away underwater, but realized Kunou had already passed out. Ranma had no choice but to drag him back to shore. Then Kunou suddenly came to, and pulled Ranma into his arms. That's when it finally clicked for Kunou that the person he was holding was actually a girl. He figured Ranma must have chickened out and run off before the fight. Just then, Akane showed up with hot water, ready to change Ranma back, but Kunou appeared again at the worst possible moment. To buy Ranma some time, Akane stepped up and took on Kunou's challenge herself. No surprise, Kunou went flying once again, and by pure coincidence, landed right next to girl Ranma. He assumed she was a new transfer student, and immediately tried to pick a fight with her. Ranma shut it down with a single kick, then told Kunou that the male version of Ranma was way stronger than her, hoping that would kill his urge to duel. But Ranma never saw what was coming next. The very next day, an official challenge letter from Kunou showed up. Ranma decided it was time to teach him a real lesson. When they met up though, Kunou hadn't brought any weapons. He stated plainly that weapons weren't part of the plan this time. The two squared up immediately. The tension was thick in the air. Then, out of nowhere, Kunou reached behind his back and pulled out a bouquet of flowers, and confessed his love to Ranma right then and there.